to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dive the ground with some straight blood? I just wanna find all my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning. Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. Till I collapse. My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no, I don't get gas. I'm back. Still working to surpass everybody getting past on my way up fast. So watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be looking at my crown. I got my knuckles all wrapped. Blood drips from the scabs, bloody fists from the jabs. Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some straight blood? I just wanna find all my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning. Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. They banished me, never to be seen, to a place where the air's always filled with screams. So hot that the land only grows weeds. A place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds. Betrayed by some comrades at too brute. I might get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far. I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah, I'm feeling arc. Enemies give me energy.
All right. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a great last week, had a great weekend. The Minnesota Vikings are 1-0. We are undefeated this year, so I'm pretty happy with where we stand. Cal, how about you? How are you feeling?
I think the Vikings have won the last 3 preseason championships, if I'm
crazy.
not mistaken. I think
It's
that's
kinda
kind of
crazy.
their lane. That's their big thing. JJ looks good, though, I have to say.
He looked not bad.
We have run into a problem, though, is that now that ABL is boring, I have to go live my real life, and I have to like go see friends and stuff, and it's all very boring stuff.
Right.
So, honestly, ABL, what the heck do we got going on here? Not a lot. Not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I mean we'll do our best, I guess, as
I'm
we
just,
kind of work through it. But yeah, I mean it kind of is what it is. There's a little bit of playoff drama, right? There's a little bit. I mean we'll see.
I would say so. We'll get into that because there's a little bit. It gets a little spicy.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean I think the spiciness is going to be a couple weeks from now when playoffs start. I know I'm working I'm trying to talk to my team to get the consolation wins ready to rock, in hopes. I don't know. It's actually kind of interesting. I'll wait for the transactions update because I actually have something that I wanted to ask your opinion on.
Fantastic.
So we'll get there in a little bit. But let's start with last week. Looking at some power rankings.
Okay.
And standings. So Dylan, as he mentioned in the chat, everything's updated, good to go. So just kind of looking at where we're at, a couple of takeaways from me. The Nats falling another position. Again, just kind of the slow, unfortunate decline right now, which I guess not exactly peaking at the right time. John taking his place. It'll be interesting to see if, Brendan makes his way up there. We'll have to wait and see there. And then also, great to see Zach's top 5 That's just awesome to see. Technically number
Yep.
2 in the Central from a power rank perspective. Frank right behind him at number 6. So that's great. And Zach even fallen. I guess he was 4th last week. I don't remember that at all. But Zach obviously being a top 5 team makes a lot of sense. Same with Frank's. And then outside of that, we kind of talked about the playoff teams and non-playoff teams up here. Nothing too crazy outside of the White Sox and Guardians still staying here. And per usual, not a whole lot of movement outside of you falling 2 spots, which was the biggest change of the week.
Yeah. I think one thing I noticed that was previously unthinkable earlier in the year is that we almost have a full AL NL swirl in the top 10. It's almost it's almost a 5-5 split. If the Mariners and Pirates swap, we got a 5-5, which is kind of insane because I think at one point in the season this was dominated by just 2 divisions. So the fact that it's now 2 leagues is huge.
Yeah, I agree.
Would never have guessed that we got to this point.
I agree, and it's very interesting too that I feel like even in the past it's been very NL central. I'd have to look back at like my old rankings and stuff, but I believe it, if I remember correctly, that it's more often than not been heavily favored to the NL at minimum 6-4, right? So yeah, very very kind of interesting stuff, but that's about it. Like we said, ABL is kind of boring right now. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of change. So we're just kind of waiting for the playoffs. So how about you though? You had a few things you wanted to kind of talk about and touch on standings wise.
Yeah. As far as what we got going from last week, one thing I noticed right off the rip is that every single game seemed like a massive blowout. There was the closest margin we had was like 9 points, 10 points, and that's only a select couple of games that were in that range. Everything else was like 40, 50, 100-point blowouts.
Crazy.
One of those 100-point blowouts was Tigers over Royals, which I did not think that was going to be a blowout at all. I thought it was going to be like a fun game, fun match for AL supremacy, and it turned out just to be a bloodbath. I couldn't believe it. But one of the big winners of the week, I would say, would be our lovely Dylan, the A's. I do owe an apology to, by the way, after saying they're not a real playoff team. They clearly showed me up, which is very fair. I said some nasty things, and I rescind all of them. And again, this is me, public apology, hand up, my bad. But listen, I bring out the best in my players. 100%. And I gave a decent amount of my players to the A's. So that's just simply just simply the
true.
Yes, that's how we do in the AL West. So.
That's great. Well, hey, and you're in a position of power, right? You have a voice to the community.
Correct.
We hold each other accountable on this podcast, right?
Yes,
we don't just spew lies and then never talk about them again, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Never would do that.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, Dylan's obviously got a good playoff team. It'll be surprising. I guess I should look where standings wise. How many games is he? Oh, he's 5.
Basically clinched.
He's 5 ahead. So yeah, he's pretty much there.
Like I'd say this is like about a 98% chance clinch.
Okay, so I mean that's maybe an interesting thing to just talk about and ask real quick. Who does he pick? Because you're assuming, or is he better than Gary?
He would be
they're tied right now.
He'd be the second pick.
So second or third, depending on, because he's tied with Gary. So
that really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I mean they're what? They're probably picking. I would assume Cleveland and Chicago go 1-2 in terms of picks. Who are you picking after that, though? Who's the third team?
Well, I would probably want to face I don't know. The easy answer, I think, would be Mariners, but I think the Rangers have not been where we thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
I probably Mariners then.
Yeah, Josh in the playoffs scares me.
I know
a little bit. Like and not that like Josh has any way to like add more points, but he's
roster.
When he's a shrewd owner, right? Like he knows his stuff, knows what he's talking about. Especially matchups wise, you know what I mean, to kind of get the most points he possibly can in any given playoff week. So I'd be a little more worried there. And obviously, I think with Sam, you just have the boom or bust, probably, right? It's kind of that factor where like, you pick Sam and he could beat you by 200 points, but he could also only put up 200 points, and you might just get an easy win. So
the thing is that Sam does not have a bench, so you can really you're just hoping a couple of guys have a bad week, whereas Josh can probably methodically beat you versus the risk that Sam's taking, which of course Sam is loaded. Correct. But that does come with the price of having not a single bench player, really. I think he has like 2 guys on his hitting bench.
Yep.
So, yeah, if I had to pick one, I guess the easy answer is Mariners because we've been touting the Rangers as this big juggernaut.
Correct.
But Rangers are volatile, like you had already said. So
Yeah.
I maybe Rangers is a smart pick.
Yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be interesting to see, especially if
I wouldn't want to pick.
Yeah, especially if Dylan ends up being the 3 seed and he has to probably pick one of his AL West, opponents. That'd be a kind of a spicy first round matchup. But two comments I got to hit on already. First and foremost, your dad is on the line. He's saying, "What's up? It's been a while since he's seen us live." So Don, great to see you. Thank you for always checking in on us. We appreciate you being here. And then Kevin also said, I didn't know this because I haven't looked. I've been out at gymnastics and all this kind of stuff tonight, but apparently I have negative points on the week, which I do.
That's always a good start, though.
Because I got my boy Christian Javier back, and he's already given up 2 runs to the Red Sox. So there we go. We're rolling.
You don't get anything for a positive point loss. So think about it that way.
Oh,
it
man.
doesn't matter how many points you score, as long as it's not a win.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. Hey, 23 pitches in the first inning back from TJ. He might have one more inning in him, so that's good. That's good to see. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. That's what we
Just in case you didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what we were
sure
looking
you
for.
saw it.
Hadn't even looked yet. I usually do it at this point, now that we're where we are in the season. As long as my lineup's good to go, I usually just check it before I go to bed because then at least I know all the games have started.
Right.
But yeah, so a nice little early Christmas present tonight, Kevin. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for last week. Yeah, anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's all we got there.
I agree. Okay, so transactions. So we didn't have anything notable. Obviously, we're not trading or anything like that. And we've talked before about the waiver wire system and how it's kind of the only way to game the less fab that we have, right? It's people are just being claimed constantly because of this, which in and of itself is interesting. But my question for you is, and the only reason I'm asking is because I think I've picked up a few guys, at least, and I've tried to pick up a few others. So I have been able, through waivers, I've been able to pick up Connor Wong, who you may have dropped. So I don't remember who dropped him. Someone dropped him. Maybe it wasn't you.
I have him in ACL.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. You guys have him there. Yeah, so someone dropped him. He was only $1, but I picked him up. Catcher first, second base eligibility, plays a couple games a week. That's great, right? Love it. Awesome. Joe dropped him, actually, shockingly. So he dropped him. And then I also I attempted to pick up Andrew Heaney. Someone dropped him, starting pitcher. Yeah, sign me up.
Yes, please.
Sounds good. And then Juan Moncada as well. And he's on a $15 2025 contract, but for me,
gross.
I don't care. Right? He's a body, he's a bat, yes. And I get to drop him at the end of the year.
A consolation bat, absolutely.
Right? I don't care. And honestly, I'm helping, I guess, probably whatever team dropped him as well, right? So it's kind of a win-win for me. So yeah, I guess my question for you is, and I did not get Heaney, by the way. I was not the only one in on him, but what are your thoughts on? Because I feel like if it's middle of the season, these guys aren't being dropped. So why do you think they're being dropped now? And 2, do you think this has somewhat of an impact on potentially probably more the consolation than regular playoffs? Because some of the teams, like myself, I think Steve picked up someone. We're getting guys that are playing and being able to fill out our rosters.
Well, I mean, any at this point will probably put you at an advantage to someone else because these teams are just are carcasses at this point. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't even think my team has a player that plays every day. I'll take a little gander at it. It's disgusting out there. So
I do. So
genuinely having a player that breeds and plays baseball is I'll get you probably at least 3rd place.
Totally.
So I think if you start collecting these guys, you're gonna have these infinity stones lining up. It's just I don't know. It's a weird market out there for nothing.
Yeah.
There's this black market where you're just getting stuff for free.
It's weird.
I don't know.
Right.
And it's teams that you don't really expect. It's not like teams have so much like their wealth. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know who cut Moncada, but Joe cutting someone. It's Joe. I mean, you got rid of your team. What are you worried about? You can keep them.
Yeah. So Moncada was dropped by John. In Detroit.
See, that one makes sense.
Which makes sense, right?
I don't want a $50 Moncada if I'm good.
Yeah.
Why the hell?
100%. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
it was Frank who picked up Heaney. Again, not surprising. Chicago Frank.
Chicago
again,
Frank.
Not surprising.
Absolutely.
That's a guy that Frank probably loves.
Yeah.
Right.
Pitcher getting cut seems kind of. I mean, it's a little bananas. But it's after the trade deadline, I get it. It's like, what am I going to do with this guy?
So here's an interesting twist. Guess who dropped Heaney 3 days earlier?
I should know. I
I'll
don't know.
give you
I
a
feel
hint.
like
It's the same team that picked him up.
is
Cubs.
that legal? We got to flag that for something.
So I think it's interesting, right? It's interesting because he was
Has to be something happening here,
right? I mean, it's a $25 salary, so technically he was taking the hit, but then he picks him back up, so he still has the $25, which is fine.
It's totally reasonable.
And it looks like he maybe picked him up because he had some guy come off, or he dropped him because he had some guy come off the IAL, maybe.
It might just be a like a roster crunch masterclass that we just totally missed.
Because then, because this was the 7th. He picked. Tanner Gordon. So he had Tanner Gordon from the Rockies on his roster. He went on August 4th. He went 2.2 innings and gave up 7 earned runs for a negative 6.17 start. And so 3 days later, when Heaney came off waivers, Frank picked him up and dropped Gordon. Probably not surprising there, obviously. My question would be, I wonder if Frank was planning to do that all along, and he knew waiver priority would allow him to get Heaney back, or if he was just risking it.
I don't know. I don't think you plan on that at all.
I mean, that's crazy, right? Unless you're one in line. That's crazy.
I do find it funny that the Rockies just don't care if someone does that. that they can still he'll give up 7 runs. Like, what are we going to do? Call a guy that gives up 8? You know.
His next start after the 2.2 innings, 7 earned runs. 4.2 innings, 10 earned runs.
Yes, exactly what happened.
He had 6 strikeouts.
Exactly what happened.
6 strikeouts, but he gave up 10 earned runs.
They're like, well, it can't get worse than that. He's like, oh, really? I bet you it can. But no, like with Heaney though, it may have been because I did it accidentally with a much worse player. Like I had Mark Leiter Jr. in a trade. Got a weird roster crunch. I was in a bind, so I cut him. And then not thankfully, but someone went on IL, and it's like, well, now I can just pick this guy up for free that I already had on my team. So it may have been exactly what happened in this case, although a little more risky with a guy like Heaney.
It's just very. I mean, I think.
To him.
Yeah, exactly. I think Frank's probably given that he's 6th in the power rankings. Obviously, the standings are reflective of that. But he was able to drop a guy like Heaney, right? Who isn't like a world beater, but he is starting every game, right? Or starting every week, I should say. So that's valuable in and of itself. But yeah, just obviously a very interesting situation I thought I'd bring up because it was, I'm loving it. There's, guys out there that I can pick up with my $0 fab, which is
solid.
great.
I also find it interesting that only one other team was interested besides you, and it was the White Sox.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that big of a market either for a free pitcher.
Apparently,
he'll take the hit.
Yeah.
But still, getting that for nothing is that's a godsend for some teams. But does not seem like anyone needs it right now.
Well, and who knows if people saw it, right?
Sure.
I have to imagine a lot of people aren't maybe checking every day for a starting pitcher to go on the waiver wire.
But I can't imagine this league letting that get by anybody. That's especially one going to the playoffs. I'd be stunned if any playoff team just let it go.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting to see. But anyway, that's kind of it for transactions. Next week preview. Why don't you go ahead and start, and then I'll kind of fill in.
So this one has playoff implications, I thought. So I think it would behoove us to bring it up. And we got the White Sox versus the Guardians, which we've already been talking about them kind of fighting it out for that final playoff spot.
Yep, big one.
So yeah, anyone's ball game there. I don't think either one of them had an advantage of the other. It'll be kind of fun to see how it plays out.
Yep.
And then I have another matchup that I've decided to label. These are 2 forgotten teams.
This is hilarious.
The 2 forgotten teams, ones that we just don't talk about at all. I've decided to label it the forget about. It is the Yankees versus the Braves.
I fucking love it.
The forget about.
It's so good. The worst part about that is that neither of those owners will ever hear it. That's the worst part about it.
I think that makes it the best.
It does.
That makes it the best part. It's like one of those if a tree falls in the forest,
Correct.
It's still funny.
100%. Completely agree.
Again, these are 2 solid teams. Pretty much dead even in record. I think like a 1 win more, I think, for the Braves. 35-34 wins. And then points almost dead even there too. So it's anyone's ball game of these teams that no one cares about. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Hey, we're probably gonna talk about them maybe 2 weeks in a row. We'll have to.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see
Absolutely.
next week. Yeah, I mean, for me, just kind of looking over the week in general, it seems like we have actually a good amount of possible playoff matchups or just playoff teams playing each other. Seattle and Detroit, Kansas City and Pittsburgh, Texas and Detroit, Texas and Pittsburgh, Milwaukee and the Yankees. Who else we got here? St. Louis and Philly. So, I mean, a lot of Nats Athletics, Nats Guardians. So, lots of potential, I guess, maybe changes certainly in playoff seedings, possibly, depending on where people are at. But, yeah, it should be an interesting week. But the forget about's going to be great.
Yeah,
that's
all eyes on forget about.
I mean,
has to be.
Chicago, Cleveland's fine, but the forget about's all that anyone is going to care about at this point.
Call your bookmaker.
Yes, exactly. Alrighty. Anything else you got for this week?
No, that's all I got.
Yeah, short one this week, guys. Like we said, ABL's getting boring, so spice it up for us. Someone pull a Tony or a
Drop
Seth.
a guy.
Just say
What
something
the hell?
stupid in chat so we can start talking, and I can see Evan complain about AI again.
I like that.
Anyway,
Let's
that's
do
all.
that.
That's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope everyone has a good rest of the week, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
See you.
Till I collapse. I've been moving too fast. Got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance. You gon' see me, yeah.